And hello. Ah, a nice, a nice fun time today. It's a lot more relaxing, of course, because everything is a lot more relaxing compared to the last 4 days. I don't know if how many of you were watching over the weekend and Thursday and Friday night too, but Grandfather Mountain, Highland Games. Lee and I, we put that together as far as a lot of different aspects to it. It was nuts. Saturday, we did 6 straight hours of streaming, one live stream for 6 hours. Wow. Uh, yeah. So it's been, I, I have trouble thinking about what happened what day last week. It's been like that. So, in case you were wondering why we didn't have the standard show on Thursday, that is why. The Grandfather Mountain Highland Games kind of took that over. Uh, so yeah, let me go ahead and just put that up. Grandfather Mountain Highland Games. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, it was a ton of fun. I just so much, so many different groups, so much material, trying to organize it and figure out what order to put it in and make all the tech work. And I know Lee had a bunch of stuff she had to do as well. And uh, but it came together and very rewarding. A lot of warm fuzzies when it was over, as well as the desire to disconnect, lie down in your bed, and sleep for 12 hours. So that was sort of how it happened. Um, oh, nothing on the screen. Oh, I totally missed that. My mistake. There it is. Grandfather Mountain Highland Games. Yes, this is what happens when I do 4 straight days of work. It's like that. Wow. Yeah, that was nuts when you're doing like when you're doing all of that. I don't know how else to put it. It is just a crazy time. It was, let's see. Well, for those that haven't seen it, just definitely go check out Grandfather Mountain because that was uh, it was just a blast. A lot of interesting stuff. I One of the things I always liked about Faire, and this was an important. I know it's not as big for everyone, but high on the list for me is the whole concept of learning a lot about history, about culture, about sometimes about weapons, about music, about all of these different things. And the best part was, well, I mean, the best part about the Highland Games for me is that it is about the culture and the learning and the entertainment. I mean, you get a really good blend of everything. And some run fairs and festivals and Highland Games and Irish festivals and everything. Some do a better job of that than others. Let's just say that. I think that's fair. For some, it's just an entertainment fair. For others, it's more of a traditional learning experience. And there are pros and cons to both approaches, but I've always preferred the good blend where you can get a little bit of everything, where you can learn some stuff if you want. If you don't want to, fine, you go do some entertainment. And the Grandfather Mountain Highland Games, they definitely were good with the entertainment, and they also were definitely good with the learning. So if you're interested at all in anything like that, go check it out. I'm sure Lee will put something in the comments on that. But uh, but yeah, a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun. But yeah, so let me see. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I just wanted to mention that's what's been going on and why my brain is like a little bit. Oh man. But yeah, let's see. Podcast is out now. It is it's on our Patreon page for uh, people who have joined our Patreon. And let's go ahead and make sure. I'm checking. I'm checking. Okay, it's actually on the screen. I just wanted to make sure. So yes, the podcast, the audio part at least, is on our Patreon page right now. It'll be released to the general public, I believe, tomorrow. So I think that's happening. Um, if So if that happens, then I believe that the video part of the podcast will be released on Wednesday on our Patreon. So if you want to check out that, because I'm interviewing E.J. Jones, uh, amazing piper, one of the best out there in the country, and he is also the entertainment director at Grandfather Mountain. So that is got to work a lot with him, and that was a good experience. But the good news is he's also going to put together a show for us. So he's going to get with his group. I think at least I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work, because two of the members are local and another one is out of state. So in his group, the Piper Jones Band. So we'll see what he's going to put something together. He said he's try to work on that. So hopefully we'll get a show on Life's a Faire from him soon. So a really, really good piper. And you don't see many of those. So this will be a good experience. So to keep an eye out for that for the future. That should be fun. But yeah, EJ, very interesting guy. Very interesting. I first met him years ago at TRF, Texas Renaissance Festival. Back in the day, and he started at the Texas Renaissance Festival well before I did. I think his first year there was when the first time he went as a patron was before I'd ever even gone to a fair. He started really young, and he was working at Faire as a teenager. So yeah, it was really interesting. It was an interesting conversation. I didn't know a lot of that with his history, so it was quite a fascinating interview. So definitely look for the podcast here coming up soon. Yeah, let's see. Now, coming up, I do want to talk about the new show. That should be interesting, because the new show coming up on Thursday is with April Knight, who you have seen on the show before as a member of the Tolston Troubadours. But she also does a solo show, which at several different events. So yeah, we're gonna get to see her and all of the instruments she plays, which should be a fun experience. But we're also going to see Master Bones Jangle and the Voodoo Island Cannibals. Now I know what you're thinking. That is a very, very long name. I told them, I know that's a long name, but that's what they wanted. So okay, working the acronym angle, MBJ and TVIC. That's what we're going with. MBJ and TVIC will be as there on Thursday as well. And it's an interesting group of different musicians got together and did a band. Cedric from the Bedlam Bards is in there, and some members from Shillelagh and all of that. It's an interesting group. So I think definitely a good blend and talent. I'm working on that now, trying to get their recording together. So should be soon, and then should have that ready by Thursday. No pressure. But no, really fun, upbeat music, so something to look forward to. So there's a little preview for this Thursday gathering at Faire. A lot of fun. And yeah, other than that, let's see. That's the new show. Other than that, I mean, all I have left really is how amazing Grandfather Mountain was. I mean, I was going to talk a little bit more about that, but the interesting thing was it was very last minute. Definitely a problem. What happened was, as I understand it, Grandfather Mountain, they made the standard decision about 2 months before the event that we've got to cancel because of the current pandemic and all that. So they canceled, and then for a few weeks they started talking, could we do something online? And it was around that time that maybe a week after that we first heard about it a little bit, and we were approached because we knew some of the people involved, and they knew how much we'd done with Life's a Faire and the quality of the stream and what we've been able to accomplish. So at first it was just kind of like an advisory thing. Hey, what do you think about doing this? And then they wanted to bring us on board and have us manage the stream for them. manage the whole online part, and that was it was great. But it was all very last minute, and that can be a huge challenge. It was a lot more work than, well, honestly, than it should have been because of that. But I mean, it's understandable. That was the situation. So, I mean, trying to get performers to record serious shows for an event like that and do it in just a few weeks is a serious challenge because they also wanted to do as good a quality of recording. I mean, some of the times a group of them would got together with a good producer and a video camera and videoed the groups doing the music themselves. So there was a definite higher level of professionalism with the videos, and that was great. It really worked out well. Um, yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think that was just trying to get all that together, and we had videos coming in at the very last moment. It was a very odd experience because of that. I There were a couple of times they sent me videos while I was live like this, except I wasn't on camera, but yeah, while I was streaming live the different videos, and they said, "Hey, can you put these in?" I was just kind of like, "Yeah," and I did it, but it was a huge challenge, and I was really happy that it all worked out as well as it did. I mean, everybody was struggling under those rough, tight conditions. It was close to worst case scenario as far as trying to put an event like this together, and everybody did really rose to the occasion and did a great job. I was so pleased with how it turned out. Um, I mean, I think in the video itself there might have been a couple of minor mistakes that I think most people didn't even notice. It was great. We really, a lot of it just came out wonderfully. And I mean, I was getting video ready. They'd send me a video and I'd get it ready just right before the show. I mean, day after day. It was crazy. But I mean, but that's why you prepare. I mean, and Lee and I spent a lot of time working on a method of how to set everything up and how to make it work seamlessly and how to do a good job with that. And I mean, and there's not exactly a right way and a wrong way. There's just different ways. And luckily, because there are two of us and we've worked well together, doing Life's Affair for several months, we've kind of got a good back and forth method of doing it, at least for us right now, that really helped a lot. And between the two of us, we really made it work. And then we worked with a friend of mine, uh, Whitney Rowlett, who acted as overall producer for the event and worked with EJ closely. And they did a lot of filming and did a lot of stuff. Lee and I were mainly in charge of the online content, although our jobs kind of extended past that because there were so many tight issues there. I did a lot of video work and rendering towards the end, and Lee did a lot of online marketing and work that really she was not. That was not what she was set up to do, but she helped out a lot. I mean, we both really threw in and pitched. Everybody did. Everybody pitched in and just made an event work. And for those of you watching, I know you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever gone in with some friends and really worked hard to make something work out, and then when it does, you feel so good about it afterwards. And that's kind of what Grandfather Mountain was for me. So definitely a lot of fun. So I don't know, for those of you that saw the test stream that Lee and I had um, before last week, where we tried some different things for well, I mean, we were testing out to see. We were trying some different things, and we wanted to make sure that the stream would be perfect for Grandfather Mountain, and it was. Uh, I'm also doing some other tests now, and I'm doing a quick check, and everything is perfect. I even added a few more tweaks since then, and I'm very pleased. I think um, wow, yeah, I think I finally have OBS streaming and streaming live and everything pretty much optimized. I don't think there's much more I could do with it at this point, unless the software changes. So that's good news. I think we've come a long way with that. And yeah, it's really really good stuff. Um, Other than that, things are going fairly well. I'm coming up, I think tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I'm finally recording the review show with Shakespeare, uh, Dan, and it is going to be great. We had a meeting about it last week, and uh, partly because of Grandfather Mountain, and partly because of his schedule, we had to postpone a couple of times. But in a way, I'm kind of glad we did because we had another meeting about it and really ironed out the details. And in the meeting, he's told me that wow, we are putting more thought and organization into this show than anything I currently do. And that was kind of like, that's probably, I'm okay with that because I mean he does some great stuff. So if we're putting more organization than that, I'm pretty confident that this is going to be great. Uh, I, I had another meeting with a friend of mine who's an expert on dealing with online copyright issues. So I'm probably going to use screen grabs of the videos as opposed to doing video because it's such the Wild West out there as far as rights management. Even though I can claim fair use because it's a review site and we're going to encourage you to go watch these movies and and enjoy them, it's still rough. So I think, yeah, I think that that's going to be the difference. I'm gonna I found a middle ground, and if I use clips, the problem with the clips normally is the music in the background. If I get one that has music, uh, the management companies they jump on it, and they'll take the video down, and it's just not worth the risk. So I'm gonna use some stills in there and do it that way, and I think that's going to go well, definitely. So yeah. Uh, Other than that, uh, I think that's pretty much how my week is turning out, preparing for Thursday's show and getting that together. Um, yeah, I think I think things are looking pretty good. Well, I think that's pretty much all I'm really going to work on. It's been a very, very crazy weekend of, yeah, I guess with this is the fifth straight day of streaming. Isn't that, wow? I mean, 5 straight days, 5 straight days of streaming. I, I don't know. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's, it's been very good. So yeah, I think thanks all for watching, and I'm probably going to call it here because 5 straight days of live streams. I'm a bit of a zombie, so I think um, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just end it there, and you guys have a wondrous day, and I will hopefully see you on Thursday. So everybody, take care.